Welcome to the 2021 Griddy's program. We thank you for joining us. My name is Paul Condry. I'm the publisher of the Indiana Football Digest, president of the Regional Radio Sports Network. Glad you can join us for our virtual wraparound, if you will, of last year's football season, and we welcome you to 2021. Obviously, this is the 15th annual, and it's our second virtual event. Obviously, this is not where we would like to be, but I welcome you to our home here in Mishawaka, Indiana. And once again, we want to thank everybody who's involved in our program, our great team here, and especially want to thank our friends at the Indianapolis Colts who have been staunch supporters of the Griddies right from the get-go. Once again, we hope that you'll enjoy a look back on what was a great year of high school football. We persevered through a lot of amazing things to be able to crown some state champions, as well as to see some amazing accomplishments on and off the field. Hey, welcome to the 2021 Griddies. Great that we could be with you here today. An absolute privilege to be able to spend some time with some friends here today, and we welcome you to the program. One of the big parts that the Griddies has done over the course of the last decade and some change is that we've been able to partner with a lot of great folks over the years, but none more prominent than our friends at the United States Marine Corps. So I'm going to have a little bit of a conversation with my good friend Matthew Navarro, who grew up right here in the state of Indiana. Played football at Greensburg High School for our good friend Scotty Moore, and we're going to be talking with him. Matthew, one of the things that people are always asking themselves in regards to the Marine Corps in comparison to college or other forms of the United States military.
So there's a lot of differences between them, and I encourage college. I encourage going to military service, trades, whatever it is that an individual wants to do. The reason that I would push the Marine Corps is because we are the best. We're always the most exceptional out of all the services. We're the tip of the spear when it comes down to it, and the nation's first responders. When there's crises overseas, we're the first ones there.
Matthew, let's just kind of move forward and talk about the tuition assistance dynamic, because that also can play a pivotal role for you.
Right, so tuition assistance is different from the GI Bill. It is used for while you are in the service, so that you can still take college classes during your day-to-day routine while you're in the military and begin working on those degrees and certifications. And then whenever you exit the Marine Corps, you can use that GI Bill for further education, or you can pass it on to your kids or a spouse so that they can get their post-secondary education.
Welcome once again here to the Griddies program. A special thank you to our wonderful sponsors who have made this happen. Obviously, the home team here in the Hoosier State, the Indianapolis Colts. Certainly would thank them for their longtime support of the Indiana Football Digest and the Regional Radio Sports Network. Also want to thank our friends at the United States Marine Corps. Signing Day Sports, one of our new corporate sponsors who have jumped on board to support high school football throughout our program here today, as well as our upcoming coverage of high school football. Also want to thank my longtime friend Ryan Seberg and the great team at Cubit Networks and the great supporters of us for many, many years. Also would like to finally thank our friends at On God's Team Ministries, our amazing team at the Regional Radio Sports Network, and of course our tremendous team here at the Indiana Football Digest. We thank them. We hope that you'll support those initiatives. And once again, thanks for joining us here with this year's Griddy's program. Keep in mind you can purchase the Indiana Football Digest at our website. Our e-store is available not only for this year's 2021 Indiana Football Digest, but also some of our back issues. We have them all the way back to our 74-page offering, which was in 1993. So once again, we hope you'll be able to pick up a copy at your local Barnes & Noble store, or as well as our e-store at www.indianafootballdigest.com.
Here's a look at the 2020 state runners-up. In Class 1A, Grant Mosier's South Adams Starfires. In Class 2A, Kyle Lindsay and the Fort Wayne Bishop Luers Knights. In Class 3A, Jamie Comer and the Danville Warriors. In Class 4A, Craig Osika and the Hobart Brickies. In Class 5A, Scott Turnquist and the Zionsville Eagles. And in Class 6A, Jake Gilbert and the Westfield Shamrocks. Those are your 2020 state runner-ups.
Now it's time to honor our 2020 state champions. In Class 1A, the Covenant Christian Warriors, led by head coach Sean Lyons. In Class 2A, your state champions for the third consecutive year, Justin Pelly and the Western Boone Stars. In Class 3A, the Bishop Chatard Trojans, led by head coach Robbie Doyle. In Class 4A, John Rodenberg and the Indianapolis Roncalli Royals. In 5A, the Cathedral Fighting Irish, led by head coach Billy Peoples. And the 6A state champion, unbeaten, the Center Grove Trojans, led by head coach Eric Moore. Now it's time to announce our 2020 Coaches of the Year here on the Griddies. In Class 1A, from South Adams High School, Grant Mosier. In Class 2A, Western Boone's Justin Pelly. In Class 3A, Bishop Chatard's own Rob Doyle. In Class 4A, John Rodenberg of Indianapolis Roncalli High School. Class 5A, Bill Peebles of Cathedral High School in Indianapolis. And in 6A, Center Grove's Eric Moore. Congratulations to our 2020 Coaches of the Year. It's time to announce our 2020 Assistant Coaches / Coordinators of the Year. Our Defensive Coordinator of the Year, the one, the only, Larry McWhorter from Zionsville High School. Our Offensive Coordinator from Roncalli High School in Indianapolis, Dave Burton. Once again, we're here with Matthew Navarra here at the 2021 Griddies. Matthew, obviously there are two opportunities for young men and women. They're going to go to Parris Island in South Carolina, or they're going to go to San Diego, MCRD out there. That's where my son had a chance to do his boot camp training in the training center out there. So let's just talk about some of the things that are expected when you arrive and you put your feet on those yellow footprints for the very first time.
So right when you step off that bus, you're immediately hit with complete adrenaline, because you're going to have drill instructors in your face yelling at you to get to one place or the other, and you just have to be mentally prepared for that incredible culture shock of someone yelling directly in your face. And so we just want to make sure that anyone who enters recruit training is prepared for that.
It's probably the 13-week period is one of the most difficult things, but it really, the ending of the 13-week program finishes with the Crucible, a grueling 54-hour training exercise that, to be honest with you, will challenge you beyond what human comprehension is all about. Talk about the Crucible.
Okay, so my Crucible experience was incredibly grueling, as it is with anyone. You go around with your team and complete different obstacles, different challenges meant to bring you together as a team, but to also test your ability to work as a team to complete anything that comes in your way, whether that be having a casualty, having to take fire from a position that is adverse is meant to strip you down to the very fiber of your being. It's meant to bring you to one of your most vulnerable points where you don't feel like you have anything left to give. And then at that point is when we begin to build those recruits back up into Marines, and we show them this is the way that you can do it and be even better. This is how you do it to be everything that you can be and more.
Just talk about some of the most significant moments that you've had once you were handed that Eagle, Globe, and Anchor in San Diego at the end of that Crucible, and talk about some experiences that will forever be wonderful memories.
Well, I think the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor ceremony is definitely one that will stick out for every Marine as one of the most memorable experiences of their life. Being completed with that 54-hour Crucible, which is extremely grueling, you are mentally and physically and emotionally exhausted, and then you reach the top of this hill that is not just a hill. It is a very steep climb to get to the top, and you are drained, and then the person who has been pushing you for the last 13 weeks stands in front of you and says, "Congratulations, Marine." That's something that'll stick with anyone.
It's time to announce our Lifetime Achievement Award. Longtime coach Bob Gaddis from Columbus East High School. Our Excellence in Football Media Award goes to editor Ken Fox of the Elkhart Truth. Now it's time to announce our Jason Kuntz Badge of Courage Award. For many years, Jason Kuntz has been the poster boy, if you will, of pride, courage, and what we've tried to accomplish here at the Indiana Football Digest. Years ago, we put this award together to honor Jason's amazing fight. Jason lost his battle with brain cancer this past year, and we want to honor him. So apropos that we do so with the Jason Kuntz of the Indiana Football Digest and the Regional Radio Sports Network with the Jason Kuntz Badge of Courage Award for this year. Each year we also recognize another one of our longtime friends and supporters, Brad Breifogel. His dad, Al, a member of our team for the last 2 decades. And, of course, it's time to announce our Brad Breifogel Spirit of Sports Award, which was named after Al's son, Brad, who recently passed away. And this year's recipient of the Brad Breifogel Spirit of Sports Award goes to, once again, our own Regional Radio Sports Network and Indiana Football Digest teammate of 20-plus years, former Maryville standout, Doug Miller. Doug Miller passed away this past February, the second member of our team to go to heaven. Once again, congratulations to the recipients on their specialized awards this year at the Griddies. Once again, here with Matthew Navarra here at the Griddies. Glad you could join us here today. Matthew, let's just talk about some of the experiences and life-altering opportunities that you've experienced during the Marine Corps that you're going to take forward.
So I've gotten to be in a lot of different situations, ranging from being with aircraft, being with mortar platoons, which are part of our infantry, being with mechanized units. And so I've gotten to see a little bit of everything the Marine Corps has to offer. And I think that's one thing that has been really meaningful to me, is getting to gain some adaptability and working in a lot of different situations with a lot of different people. And I want to take that going forward into my life, is I can work with just about anyone that I meet.
When you look at the opportunity the Marine Corps has afforded you, not just, you talk about experiences, but let's talk about the travel and some of the things you've experienced from overseas to Okinawa. There's so many different duty stations across the globe where the United States Marine Corps is the tip of the spear. So let's just talk about some of those exciting things that's available.
Right. So I've gotten to travel all over the country here in the U.S. I've been out to California, out to Maryland, Beach Coast, been down to Florida, and then after all of my training in those places, I was sent out to Okinawa, Japan, where I spent 2 years. While I was out there, I got to travel the Pacific, went to a bunch of different places, including the Philippines, and including one especially memorable experience where I got to go to Iwo Jima, which is a huge historic landmark for the Marines. That's where we had one of our greatest victories in World War II, and it meant a lot to be able to go there and see that historic place and all of the hardship that Marines had to go through in order to win that island.
The United States Marine Corps is steeped in a rich tradition of history. Of all the other branches of the service, I don't think anybody is more proud of what they're doing or have done than the United States Marine Corps. From the halls of Mont to the Zuma to the shores of Tripoli, and we can go on, and we could talk about, they use the examples of those early Marines to make these Marines. And can you talk about how they take the great victories of the past and defeats and how they are using those today to build Marines?
Yeah, so every Marine who goes through recruit training gets taught the history of the Marine Corps. They get taught every single major battle that we've been in and how those battles affected changes in our doctrine and how we move forward fighting in the future. And then also how those victories have influenced our relationships with different countries and how we interact with other people around the world. And today we have partner countries around the world because of our rich history and the people that we've gotten to know through that.
And now it's time to announce our Players of the Year award for each class. Starting in 1A, James Arnold from South Adams High School. In Class 2A, from Western Boone, Luke Marsh. In Class 3A, Brady Allen from Gibson Southern High School. In Class 4A, from Hobart, Bobby Babcock. In Class 5A, from Indianapolis Cathedral, Nathan McCahill. And in Class 6A, from Center Grove High School, Carson Steele. Congratulations to those 6 young men in recognition of your Player of the Year award. And now it's time to announce the 2020 Big School All-State team. Luke Collingsworth from East Central. Blake Fisher from Avon. Zach Richards from Mooresville. Vincent Fiacable from Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger. John Hofer from Valparaiso. Donovan McCauley from Lawrence North. Devin Mockabee from Boonville. Baron Hubler from Indianapolis Roncalli. Camden Jordan from Indianapolis Cathedral. Zach Vode from Hobart. Aaron Steinfeld from Bloomington North. Cooper Jones from Valparaiso. Rodney McGraw from Elkhart. Kyron Montgomery from Pike. Caden Curry from Center Grove. Bobby Babcock from Hobart. Jack Beebe from Plainfield. Jackson Schott from Center Grove. Rylan Cole from Mount Vernon Fortville. Theron Johnson from Indianapolis North Central. JoJo Johnson from Maryville. Daylon Carnell from Ben Davis. Spencer Hanna from Carmel. Graydon Addison from Noblesville.
Let's now introduce to you the 2020 Small School All-State team. From Triton Central High School, Jackson Miller. From Cardinal Ritter High School in Indianapolis, Aaron Roberts. From Lafayette Central Catholic High School, Wade Hardebeck. From Gibson Southern High School, Braden Tucker. From Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis, Jack Woodcock. From South Adams High School, James Arnold. From North Decatur High School, Logan Kane. From Andran High School, Ryan Walsh. From Mater Dei High School in Evansville, Ryan Taylor. From Lutheran High School in Indianapolis, Joseph Fabian. From South Adams High School, Nick Miller. From Mount Vernon High School in Posey, Blake Ritzer. From Western Boone High School, Clayton Hysong. From Oak Hill High School, Tristan Hayes. From Danville High School, Jake Comer. From Triton Central High School, Hayden Kermode. From Western Boone High School, Luke Marsh. From Brownstown Central High School, Lucas Hines. From Lutheran High School in Indianapolis, Hayden Flipovich. From Lutheran High School in Fort Wayne, Concordia Lutherans, Braden Payne. From Southridge High School, Camden Gasser. From LaVille High School, Leighton Zarnecki. Now we welcome you to the 2021 Prime Time 25. Leading it off, the pride of Center Grove High School, Caden Curry. From Gibson Southern High School, Brady Allen. From Lawrenceburg High School, Ashton Craig. From Charlestown High School, Kiwanta Goodwin. From Ben Davis High School, Kaylin Davis. From Decatur Central High School, Javon Tracy. From Zionsville High School, Joey Tanona. From Brebeuf Jesuit High School in Indianapolis, Joe Strickland. From Westfield High School, Popeye Williams. From Lawrence North High School, Omar Cooper. From New Prairie High School, Hunter Whitenack. From Leo High School, Landon Livingston. From Chesterton High School, Chris Mullen. From Maryville High School, Kenneth Grant. From Mishawaka High School, Justin Fisher. From Castle High School, Evan Reff. From Roncalli High School in Indianapolis, Grant Ray. From Fishers High School, Jeffrey Simmons. From Snyder High School in Fort Wayne, D.J. Moore. From Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, Cooper Coors. From Carroll High School in Fort Wayne, Jeff Becker. From Bloomington South High School, Desan McCullough. From South Adams High School, Aiden Warner. From Bishop Lewis High School in Fort Wayne, Carson Clark. And from Northview High School, Braxton Sampson. There you have it, our 2021 Prime Time 25. Once again, here we're with Matthew Navarra here from the Griddies. Glad that you can join us here today, and hopefully next year we'll be with you back at the Colts Complex in Indianapolis. Matthew, obviously we're so grateful to the support of the United States Marine Corps through this decade and some change, but I want to just you to share with us the dynamics of, for you personally as a Marine, what experiences that stand out in your own mind's eye that you're going to take with you forever?
More so than experiences, more so than anything else, just the skills, the intangible skills that I've gained through the Marine Corps are some of the most important things to me. The mental toughness, being able to work through problems even when they test me to my limits, the adaptability, being able to work around stuff that I'm not comfortable with, something that I'm not used to, and then really just that grit and determination is really something that I want to take with me into my civilian career that's starting soon here in a month. And I just want to make sure that I have that every single day of my life going forward.
Finally, with Matthew here today, we're going to remind you of one thing. It's really kind of at the core of what the United States Marine Corps is all about. It's what we sign off all of our radio broadcasts with, and it's what they sign off everything that they really are all about, and that is Semper Fidelis. So talk about the saying, if you will, Semper Fidelis. What is it at the core of what that means?
Semper Fidelis means always faithful, and every Marine is always faithful to the people of the United States of America, and we will always be faithful to everyone, and we will always serve everyone to the best of our abilities.
Once again, a special thanks to Matthew Navarra for joining us here at the Griddies. We'll continue on with our program. Once again, we thank you for joining us here for our virtual Griddies program for this year. Our hope is next year that we'll be back at the Colts Pavilion to bring you the 16th annual Indiana Football Digest Regional Radio Sports Network Griddies program. Once again, thanks to our many sponsors who have labored through this with us over the course of the last decade and a half. Once again, a special thanks go out to our team. Thanks to all of our coaches at the Indiana Football Coaches Associations who have been tremendously supportive of our youth football initiatives, especially the last 29 years. Once again, thanks on behalf of our team and on behalf of all of us at the Regional Radio Sports Network and the Indiana Football Digest. I'm Paul Condry. We thank you for joining us here from our home, and on behalf of all of us, God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.